Our public lands, whether it's the forests up in the Lee Metcalf Wilderness or the Gravelly Mountains, or resources like the Madison River, have really been an important thing in my life, both as they relate to the ranch and as they relate to me personally. My enjoyment of being up in the mountains, experiencing that beautiful environment, being on the Madison River, which is a different kind of environment, but also particularly beautiful. And that's affected who I am as a person. The history of the Granger Ranches is that my family has owned what has over time become the Granger Ranches since 1936. It was parcels were first purchased by my great-grandfather back then. He lived in Butte, Montana. So this year is actually our 80th year of ownership, and I think that probably makes us one of the oldest ranching families in the Madison Valley. It would only make sense that if our ranch and me personally have spent 10 years dedicated to restoring lands on our ranch, that we would also be just as interested in how we manage our public lands, what role we play in being good stewards and being good partners on our public lands. So our ranching operation is comprised of grazing on our forest lease at Wall Creek in the summertime and bringing those cows home in the fall and wintering those cows, calving them and feeding them all winter long. Being good stewards and being good collaborators and partners with the Forest Service and Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks is really important because we are their tenants essentially. And so we try to apply the same standards to how we operate, whether it's on public land or private land. The idea that transferring public lands to either states or private interests will solve all problems, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think that the future of public lands is really collaborative. It's a collaboration between the federal government, the state government, local governments, local entities, and probably NGOs. These public lands belong to all of us, and no one interest should take precedent. That means that my interest shouldn't take precedent. That means that backpackers' interest shouldn't take precedent. Mountain bikers' interest shouldn't take precedent. It really requires an open mind and an ability to work with one another rather than just talk at each other all the time. These lands, whether they're private or public, are American lands. And it's really important to our country to preserve them for all of us, for 360 million Americans or whatever the current number is. This is where we connect with the land, with the earth, with our culture, with our history, and they're important to all of us.